Collective. Welcome to Intuitive Goddess Tarot 911. I'm Jenny. Welcome in or welcome back. I always say if you're new here, these readings are all timeless. So whenever you're seeing it, it's meant for you. And then if it resonates, great. But if it doesn't, then just let it go. So I have no intuitive downloads tonight. Yay! So we're going to get into this and see what's going on for you guys. I'd like to kind of see what's going on for the next week to see what we have in store for us. So let's grab some letters. So we have SEX, sex, maybe somebody's having sex. I hope so. JMY, KVB. All right, let's get with some charms. I had this shirt on downstairs for like a few minutes and it's already got stuff on it. It's ridiculous. All right, so we got the lips. We got a snowflake, we got a cat with its eyeballs bulging out, we got a dragonfly, a rose, a star, a planet, a hand that looks like it's saying, whoa, a guitar, a watermelon, and Saturn. Okay, so we're going to start off with my deck, the new deck, kind of see where we end up. But I hope you guys are doing amazing this evening. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. TGIF. It's nearly Friday for those of you that don't work the weekend. And for those of you badasses that do, it's appreciated. All right. New beginning. Ooh. I'm liking it so far. All right, what else, Spirit? I can't wait till these aren't stuck together anymore. Operating in good faith. You're a star. All right, what else? Oh. Nurturing but cutthroat. I like that. We can be nurturing and still cut a bitch. I think that's very important. All right, let's see. You read the fine print. All right, we'll get a couple more. Freedom. Loving it. Whoa, that guy wanted to pop out, or these two. Have clear boundaries. Watching you from fake accounts. We just took a dive. And then let's get one more and then we'll get going on this. Most of it looks very positive. What else, Spirit? Big regret. Okay, well, I spoke too soon. All right. So let's get some cards from this deck and see what we can find out here. So Spirit, what do we need to know about this new beginning that the collective is going to be having? Because that's exciting. What about this new beginning? Caching. Okay, so my understanding of this card is that you're taking something and you're hiding it for a rainy day. So it's like when dogs have bones and they don't want anybody else to get them, so they go bury the bone in the yard. So maybe you've been waiting for whatever this is for a while. I don't know. What else, Spirit? Oh, dear God. Here's Fluffy. Grief. Okay. Come here, Fluff. Grief and caching. Huh. I'm getting that maybe you buried your hopes for a new beginning or a successful relationship, and you had to grieve that. And I feel like too, and it's weird, but like when you let go of something, it just makes room for the universe to give you something else. Sorry, Fluffy. No, Fluffy, no. I'll pet you later. I promise. Dear God. All right. So that's what I feel intuitively, like what's going on. So you buried your heart's desire for true love. Maybe you didn't think it existed. I don't know. I think it does. I think we meet it at certain times in our lives. Hi, Fluffy. Communication. So operating in good faith and communication. I feel like you could know that because you are operating in good faith, if you're someone that's spiritual or even if you're not, you could know that good things come to those people who put out good into the universe, right? So if you're literally putting out good stuff every day, then you might get some good back. You should. That's how it works. All right. What else about operating in good faith? Preparation. I feel like, to be honest, I feel like you had to mentally prepare yourself for this. Maybe you were ending something that you had to grieve. And you're mentally preparing for whatever's coming next. Maybe you're a planner like me. I like to plan. What about nurturing but cutthroat mischief? Okay. Luck. Interesting. This cat on this card is looking at these crows who are up to no good. So I feel like if you were not involved in the mischief, you kind of removed yourself from the mischief, is what it looks like to me. And you had good luck because of that. But you may, because it's under nurturing but cutthroat, you may have had to like swipe at these cats. Like, you know what I mean? Like not in a literal sense, but you may have been like, hey, don't fuck with me, crows. Get the fuck out of here. Something like that. Maybe you refused to be involved in mischief. You know, like not my monkeys, not my circus type of thing. Oh, here she comes again. All right, and then you read the fine print. Survival. Fluffy, I can't see. You've got to come over here. So, on this card, it literally looks like this crow is hiding underneath this flower. So maybe it's that you were keeping your plans a secret, and you read the fine print, so you weren't worried about what was going to happen. You just knew that the situation was going to play out how it did. And then memory. Crows have very long memories. So maybe this person that you were with didn't read the fine print. And you remembered because you're like a freaking crow or an elephant or whatever. And very interesting. But it definitely looks like you were concealing maybe your moves or maybe you were just concealing in this relationship that you were in that you knew this person wasn't the one. I don't know. Exposed. It's under freedom. So I feel like two things. So maybe this person made you feel exposed. Like, you know, calling out your faults or things like that. And the other thing is maybe something that they did came to light, this past person. I'm really tired of talking about past people, but I guess if we have to do it, we have to do it. And then ghosts. That leads me to believe that there's something from the past in this past situation that is coming to light. That this past person doesn't want you to know, if that makes sense. All right. What else, Spirit? Curiosity. So I feel like, so you see all these crows out here? There's all these crows out on the line. And I feel like this is you inside the house. And I feel like this is you not trying to get yourself killed or whatever, you know what I mean? So like curiosity killed the cat. I don't know, we'll get more on this. I got cat hair on my mouth. Direction. So it's possible that because you listen to your inner guidance, your inner compass, that you knew which way to go. So at one point you didn't know, but then I feel like you got a clear message, possibly from Spirit, telling you, hey, over this way. This is the way to go. And then all the crows follow you because they feel like you know the right direction. And I feel like you didn't fall for having to be curious about something. Maybe it was about after you set a clear boundary. Maybe you broke up with someone. Maybe you didn't need to have any more closure than that. Maybe it's something of that nature. Maybe you knew to trust in yourself and trust in Spirit that you were going the right way. Freedom again. I love that. So whoever you are, you've obviously obtained your freedom. I don't know from what type of situation. Yes, and you're getting your abundance. I feel like you're feeling like yourself. You're out doing all the normal things you would normally do if you were a crow. You're out flying around and stealing shit and pillaging and, you know, all the normal crow stuff. All right. And then what about big regret? Mimi cry. Ah. The picture is coming into fruition here. So I feel like this person, this past person, tried to make you feel like, well, let me say this a different way. I feel like they, at points, because they were in your energy, they were impersonating you. Does that make sense? I know it sounds kind of far-fetched, but if you're cloaked in someone's energy, you mimic the the mannerisms and the behavior of this person when you're out in the world. And I feel like maybe that's what it's what happened. And maybe you have big regret about it, or maybe someone else does. Warning. Terrific. All right. Let's look up warning. I mean, seems obvious, right? But we're going to do it anyway because I want to see what these cards are saying about the warning. So it says, this card was created during the height of the smoke from the eastern Washington wildflowers that infiltrated the city. Crows have scouts that sit high up all over and serve as a lookout. It is their job to spot the signs and warn others in danger. Sorry. Warning signs appear throughout various scenarios in our lives. Sometimes it takes a friend or someone on the outside to point out what we don't want to acknowledge. When this card has been received, consider the signs. Do they shed a light on a situation that you've been avoiding? Interesting. Huh. I don't know, collective. I think we're going to have to get more information. I shudder to say it, but I think we're going to have to go down the rabbit hole here. This is not how I thought this was going to go, by the way. But the warning feels like a warning. All right, let's use this deck. See if we can get more information on this. I've been talking so much this week that like I'm like a little bit hoarse. And I don't know. I can't get rid of it. So this is what it is. My voice is like, you know, kind of half. Spirit, what do we need to know about this warning? Coffee cup in reverse. Okay, what about that? Maybe this deck is upside down. Hold on a second. No, it isn't. Death in reverse. Oh, here we go again. So I feel like this person, this past person that's hijacking the reading again, like always, isn't accepting the end of the relationship. And I think you are refusing to meet up. What else about that, Spirit? Shock. Okay. It says sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, transformation, wedding rings. Love call. Okay, I got two things here, okay? Either this person is going to, this past person is going to flip shit when they find out that you're either getting married or in a relationship or in love or anything like that. Honestly, that could be what you're keeping to yourself, is the new relationship. Healing heart in reverse. All right. We need more information. All right, Spirit. What about this caching and this grief and this new beginning? Abundance in reverse. What about that? Poker face. We'll find out when we pull tarot, but I feel like this person This past person that you were dealing with probably acted like they had their shit together with money. Either that or they acted like they were the best person in the world and they had it together spiritually and they didn't. What about operating in good faith? The runner. Fear of intimacy. This could have been your past person that had this. Intimacy or intensity, letting go. Clock. Cycles take time to heal, progressing. What about that? Love in reverse. So it's unconditional love, and that's in reverse. So this person did not unconditionally love you. Hence why you were putting your love underground and saving it for whoever was going to love you, right? Healthy choices. Yes. It's under nurturing but cutthroat. And I feel like that's you, collective. Caring for yourself. Being happy despite life's challenges. Twin flames. This past person could have been your twin flame. I don't know. Mask in reverse. I feel as though this past person is going to come forward. And they're going to say they've taken off their mask. Talking in reverse. So I feel like when they come in to say this, you're not going to be interested because you've gotten your freedom, for one. What about exposed ghost and freedom? Camera. This person is watching you. I know that I keep saying that, but this person is watching you, and I don't know how that's happening. You could be like me and have a YouTube channel. You could have some sort of platform. I don't know. I don't know. What else about that? Dragonfly. Yeah, I feel like you've made this fresh start to heal your heart. What about clear boundaries, curious, and direction? Mirror. Yeah, I feel like you've literally looked yourself in the eye and recognized that you're not perfect. None of us are perfect except for those people that think they're perfect. But if you've done the inner healing and you've done the shadow work, you know you're not. What else about that? Snake. So I feel like in this case, this is saying that you've shed your skin. It also says on it, look over your shoulder. What else, Spirit? Seduction is under watching from fake accounts. I said this yesterday and I'll say it again. This person could catfish you. You know, pretend there's somebody else, pretend they want to meet up for a date, and then when you get there, it's going to be this person, this past person. What else, Spirit? Yeah, I feel like you're having fun. You're happily single. You're having a good time. You're doing what single people do, unless you're already in this new beginning. And then you're having fun with another person. Like, what else? Not today in reverse. This person doesn't like your boundaries. What else, Spirit? key on the ring in reverse. So you guys could have lived together and now you don't. What else? Sword in the Rose, clarity and truth, revelations, honor, protection, determination. I feel like you found out some shit about this person. And I don't know how you found it out. I don't know what it is, but I don't think this person's happy about it. Ship in reverse, cutting ties. Yeah, this person doesn't want you moving on. And the chaser in reverse. You're not chasing after this person. I feel like intuitively, like, you don't want to. You know what the situation is. You know where you're at, and it's just not in the cards for you. This was in here, and it's not supposed to be. It's stuck, trapped, no options, unforgiveness. God, this energy, man. This energy. Thought we were off to a good start with new beginnings. Maybe we are. We'll ask a question about that and see what we get. So, Spirit, what about this new beginning for the collective that they got their freedom for? 10 of Swords. What about that, Spirit? Knight of Cups. Okay. So I feel like at the end of this relationship, you felt like you were rock bottom, this past relationship. And there is a King of Cups coming in who's going to be romantic. He's, you know, you may get a proposal. You guys may get out on great. 5 of Cups. I feel like this is this past person grieving the relationship that the two of you had. What about that? The Chariot. Oh, Fluffy. Hello. We got a full spread here, Fluffy. So a couple things. So the Chariot for me is an alignment card, like spiritually aligned. So this past person could come into you and say that they're spiritually aligned. Either that or they're very sad about your new beginning because they know what you're going to be getting. What else, Spirit? 4 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this person is fatigued. They're daydreaming about you. They're sitting on their swing in the backyard. Just kidding. Maybe they are. I don't know if they have a fucking swing. And Death. Oh no. It's the Knight of Swords. I can see it. Okay. So the Death card, as you probably know if you've been here a while, the Death card is new beginnings. It's endings. I feel like this person is sad about the ending, and they're sad about what new beginning they know you're going to get, because it is coming. 2 of Swords. Choices. Stalemate. Yeah, you've closed your heart to this person. You're not dealing with them anymore. The Hermit. Yeah, you've closed your heart. You've gone inward. You're dealing with your bullshit. And yeah. What else? The Tower. Fluffy, I'm going to put you down. No, Fluffy. Please, Fluffy. The Tower. So what about that? Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like the reason why this keeps coming out is because this person didn't think that you saw through their bullshit. when you actually did. You've been seeing the bullshit over and over and over. Maybe that's what you weren't saying. Fluffy. Maybe you were just making a checklist, a mental checklist of all the things that this person did. And then when the tower happened, it was just over for you. Because, I mean, how do you go back from the tower? I mean, I suppose you could, but it's like, and I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but the tower is basically these two people that go up into a tower. They build a delusion around themselves. So the relationship that they built is a total delusion. And when it all comes crashing down, it's a surprise to these people. So I feel like this Queen of Swords gave this person a piece of their mind and basically said, look, we're fucking finished. Yes, the Seven of Swords. There was treachery. There was lies. There was an enemy in your camp. Queen of Cups. Yes, I feel like this is you, collective. You intuitively knew. I mean, it's like when someone's cheating on you and they're on their phone all the time and they're smiling at their phone and, they're, making funny faces, but it's always going off. The phone is always going off. And when you ask them who's on the phone, they're like, oh, it's my mother. Fuck you. Okay? Like, for real. So, I feel like whatever this person was doing, you were making a mental checklist. And they did not expect your Queen of Cups to turn into the Queen of Swords. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Spirit, why is this coming out now? And maybe you're having interruptions like Fluffy. Because this person wants a fucking marriage with you, and they know that you're going to have a marriage with someone else. They just know. This person may be a sketchy fucker, but they know that you're a good person. You're the Queen of Cups. Someone is going to marry you. Someone's going to sweep you off your feet and bring you to fucking Alaska. I don't know. Yeah, your thought process changed when it came to this person. I feel like intuitively, you believed in true love when you first started all this bullshit. Three of Coins. You thought you were on the same team. And then you realized you're not on the same team. This person is playing for the other team. And now, Seven of Cups, they have to watch you be with somebody else. And that's their karma. That's their punishment. It's just the way it is. Nine of Swords, exactly. They're going to be in despair. They're probably going to miss you for the rest of their whole life because you were the best fucking thing that ever happened to them. This shit pisses me off. Eight of Cups. Yes, a breakup. The World. I don't know how clear this can be. Like, I don't know if this is the same energy, if this is a different energy. It feels like the same one that's here every day. But you've completed cycles with this person. You are ready for something new. Yes. And you're tired of the witch hunt. You're tired of people pillaging your village. You're tired of this person smear campaigning you, telling their family and friends shit about you that is not true. You're tired of it. While they're hanging out by their water, missing your ass. Fluffy. We're almost done. Two of Coins. They juggled you. And now, oh, sorry, Fluffy. Now you're calling in a King of Wands or a King of Cups. Maybe you're calling in two 2 kings, and the emperor. I can't with this. Like, you're an amazing person. You're going to get your 2 of Cups. It's going to happen. There's no question about it. And this person's karma is that they have to watch you. You're the fucking high priestess. You saw this. You intuitively knew what the fuck was going on. You clocked this person. And they're the fucking devil. Yes, yes, yes. And you're tired of the 5 of Swords. You're absolutely tired of it. You don't want to do it anymore. And you're the Queen of Wands. You're the Queen of Cups. You embody all the queens in the deck. Plus, you're the fucking High Priestess. I mean, what else do we need to say? You're the Queen of Coins. You're calling in the King of Cups. I mean, this shit is balls. Like, it's just absolutely insane. All right. On that note, I don't even think we need an advice card. This is some crazy bullshit. So, I hope this was helpful for whoever is watching. And just know that I love you guys so much. I really do. I enjoy doing this. It's been very frustrating lately because of this energy, but, you know, it is what it is. And it's like, you know, it's like publishing the news. You have to publish the news. So this is me publishing the news. I hope it was helpful. And let me know if it resonates. And thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your subscribes. I'll see you guys soon. I probably won't be on tomorrow night, but I'll probably be on the next night. Lots to do. So I love you so much. Bye.